thing. The first and most revealing test of a woman's true character is the test of patience. Patience is not merely the ability to wait thing. It is the ability to maintain composure, dignity, and faith while waiting thing. It is easy to be calm when everything flows according to plan, when people behave kindly, when dreams unfold smoothly thing, and when outcomes align with expectations. But life does not always move in straight lines. It brings delays, disappointments, rejections thing, and seasons of silence. It is in those moments of uncertainty that a woman's inner world begins to speak louder than her outer one thing. When a woman faces the test of patience, her emotions and values collide. She must choose between reacting impulsively or responding with wisdom thing. This test is never about time alone. It is about temperament. How does she behave when things don't go her way? Does she rush to control outcomes thing, or can she surrender to the flow of life with grace? The way she handles waiting tells us everything about her inner maturity thing. Many people confuse patience with passivity, but true patience is active strength. It means trusting a process she cannot fully see thing, believing that the right things take time to unfold. In every relationship, career, or personal journey, patience acts as a mirror thing. A patient woman does not allow temporary emotions to destroy permanent values thing. She knows that impulsive words and rushed decisions often lead to regret. When challenges come, she doesn't seek instant validation or revenge thing. She grounds herself in composure. That calmness doesn't mean she feels no pain. It means she has learned to master it thing. She has taught herself that storms are temporary, but the way she handles them becomes a permanent reflection of her character. In today's world thing, where everything is fast, messages, opinions, success stories, patience feels like an outdated virtue thing. But that's precisely what makes it rare and valuable thing. The woman who can slow down in a fast world carries a kind of silent power that others can sense thing. She doesn't chase validation from people or outcomes. She understands that what is meant for her will never require her to beg or break herself thing. Her patience comes from a place of inner security. The test of patience often appears when a woman is emotionally invested thing. When she loves deeply and doesn't see reciprocity, when she works hard and doesn't see results thing. When she gives her best and life still feels unfair, that's when her patience is measured. The impatient woman collapses into resentment thing, questioning her worth and the fairness of life. The patient woman, however, doesn't interpret delay as denial thing. She takes a deep breath and reminds herself thing. Everything meaningful takes time to build. She allows herself to feel disappointment, but doesn't allow it to define her thing. That balance between feeling and control is the essence of emotional intelligence. There is also a spiritual side to patience thing. It requires faith, not necessarily religious faith, but trust in timing, trust in growth, trust in divine order thing. A woman with patience believes that every unanswered question will eventually make sense. She doesn't chase closure in chaos thing. She lets wisdom arrive naturally. This quiet trust becomes her shield against anxiety and panic thing. She learns that being still is not weakness. It is alignment with her higher self. Patience also tests her ego. When others move faster thing, achieve more, or receive recognition before her, does she fall into envy, or does she celebrate their journey thing? A patient woman understands that comparison is the enemy of peace. She knows her path is not meant to mirror anyone else's. She works, waits thing, and watches, confident that her time will come. And when it does, she will be ready, not bitter, not broken, but evolved. Moreover thing, patience shows itself in how a woman communicates. When provoked, does she react out of anger, or can she pause and respond with clarity thing? When misunderstood, does she rush to defend herself, or can she let her actions speak louder than her explanations thing? The woman who practices patience in communication radiates emotional control. She doesn't waste her words on arguments that don't serve her peace thing. She has learned that silence is not surrender, it is strategy. Life often tests patience through relationships. Sometimes people fail to meet her expectations, and sometimes they test her boundaries. In those moments, she faces two choices, to lash out or to lead with emotional grace. Patience allows her to see beyond behavior, to understand pain behind words, insecurity behind anger. This doesn't mean tolerating disrespect, it means responding with maturity instead of reaction. Her patience becomes the bridge between chaos and understanding. In personal growth, patience is the discipline that sustains her progress. Every dream takes time to manifest. Every goal demands consistent effort and delayed gratification. The woman who lacks patience gives up when results aren't instant. The woman who possesses it keeps nurturing her purpose even when nothing seems to work. She doesn't rush destiny, she prepares for it. She understands that fruit ripens in its own season, and that rushing it only ruins the taste. Patience also reveals emotional boundaries. A patient woman doesn't chase answers from people who aren't ready to give them. She doesn't cling to closure. She knows that time exposes truth more clearly than confrontation ever could. Her peace comes from accepting what she cannot control. That acceptance is not resignation, it's liberation. Ultimately, the test of patience shapes a woman into her highest form. It teaches her resilience, self-control, and faith in timing. It transforms her from being emotionally reactive to being emotionally grounded. The beauty of this test is that it doesn't just reveal character, it builds it. Every moment she chooses patience over reaction. She is cultivating wisdom. Every time she holds back from saying something impulsive, she is building strength. A woman's patience is the quiet power behind her confidence. It is not loud, not dramatic, but deeply transformative. In a world that glorifies speed, the woman who can wait with grace becomes magnetic. She doesn't rush into relationships, decisions, or judgments, because she knows that what's meant for her will come with peace, not pressure. And that is the essence of a woman who has passed the test of patience. She has mastered herself. She has learned that waiting doesn't weaken her, it refines her. The second test that unveils a woman's true character is the test of power. Power does not only refer to authority or position, it reflects any moment when a woman finds herself in a place of influence, control, or advantage, whether emotional, financial, or social. It could be the power she holds in a relationship, in a workplace, in a friendship, or even within her family. The way she chooses to use that power, or sometimes misuse it, reveals the authenticity of her inner values. True character is not measured by how a woman behaves when she is powerless. It is measured by how she acts when she finally holds the upper hand. Power is a subtle test. It rarely announces itself directly. It often arrives quietly, hidden inside moments of opportunity. When life places a woman in a situation where others depend on her, trust her, or look up to her, that is when her integrity begins to speak. A woman of genuine strength does not use her power to dominate or belittle others. She uses it to uplift, protect, and inspire. Her power becomes a tool for compassion rather than control. She understands that true leadership is not about being above others. It is about bringing others up with her. When a woman gains power, her ego often faces its greatest temptation, the desire to prove, to show that she is capable, to assert her place in the world. These are natural human emotions. But character is seen in how she balances confidence with humility. Some women, when they gain authority, lose empathy. They become hardened, controlling, or dismissive of those they perceive as weaker. Others, however, remain grounded. They remember the times when they had no voice, and that memory keeps their hearts soft even when their position is strong. The difference lies in intention. Does she use her power to heal or to harm? Power can also manifest in emotional dynamics, in relationships. When a woman realizes she holds the emotional advantage, perhaps she is more desired, more admired, or more independent. How she treats her partner reveals her depth. Some may exploit emotional control, manipulating affection to maintain superiority. But a woman of emotional intelligence understands that love is not a battlefield. She does not confuse power with pride. Her strength lies in kindness, not control. She can lead without silencing others, and she can express her needs without demeaning anyone else's. The test of power also examines how a woman handles responsibility. When she has people depending on her decisions, employees, children, or friends, does she become arrogant, or does she lead with wisdom? Power without empathy becomes tyranny, but power with understanding becomes guidance. The woman who passes this test knows that being in charge is not about proving dominance. It is about serving a purpose greater than herself. She treats people as equals, not as tools for her success. Her leadership inspires respect naturally because it comes from authenticity, not authority. Another layer of this test is how she reacts when others challenge her power. The insecure woman feels threatened by the success of others. She competes, criticizes, or manipulates to stay on top. The secure woman, however, recognizes that true power is not diminished by sharing it. She celebrates the rise of others, understanding that another woman's light does not dim her own. In this, she shows emotional maturity. She leads without fear, supports without jealousy, and grows without comparison. Power can also distort perception. When people start admiring a woman, praising her, or giving her special treatment, it becomes easy to lose self-awareness, She might begin to believe that she is above correction or immune to mistakes. But the woman who has mastered power keeps herself accountable. She listens to feedback, accepts her flaws, and stays connected to her principles. She does not let external validation blind her from internal growth. In fact, she knows that the higher she rises, the more humble she must become. Because power without humility eventually isolates. In moments of conflict, power shows its sharpest form. When a woman is wronged, and she has the ability to retaliate or expose someone, does she choose revenge or restraint? The impulse to use power for payback is tempting, but the woman with true grace chooses justice, not vengeance. She lets truth speak louder than ego. Her strength is shown not by how much she can destroy, but by how much she can control. She knows that real power is not in reacting. It is in choosing peace even when she could choose chaos. Power also tests emotional balance in romantic and social settings. When a woman becomes successful or independent, she may find that her dynamics with others begin to change. Some may feel intimidated, others may become distant, and some may try to compete. In those moments, her response matters. Does she use her success to prove superiority, or does she remain approachable and kind? The truly powerful woman never needs to announce her worth. It is visible in her calmness. She doesn't prove, she doesn't chase, and she doesn't control. She simply is. Her energy speaks for her. There is also a spiritual lesson hidden in this test. Power can either connect a woman to her higher self or disconnect her from it. When she uses power with compassion, she aligns with purpose. When she abuses it, she aligns with ego. Every act of kindness when she could have been cruel. Every moment of forgiveness when she could have been vengeful. These are marks of divine strength. She understands that the true purpose of power is not to dominate others, but to demonstrate self-mastery. Power reveals everything that was hidden when she was weak. It exposes whether her humility was genuine or circumstantial. A woman who only appeared kind because she had no choice may reveal arrogance when she finally gains authority. But a woman who was kind even in struggle will remain kind in success because her humility was rooted in character, not condition. That is the essence of the test. Ultimately, the test of power transforms a woman. It teaches her that real control is not over others, but over herself. It shows her that leadership is not about command, but about character. The woman who passes this test does not crave attention. She creates impact. She leads without noise, influences without manipulation, and inspires without intimidation. Her power is quiet but unmistakable. It comes not from position but from presence. And that kind of power, once refined, becomes unstoppable because it is rooted in authenticity, not ego.